Get his feet wet with.
When Derek's first case falls apart,
I smell conspiracy here.
it's up to Jake to pick up the pieces.
So why don't you tell me how much Wilder paid you to lie?
Now, he's going undercover to nail a ruthless millionaire.
Mr. Wilder's been delayed.
That's fine.
But just how
Jake and the
far
Fat
will he
Man.
go?
William
Guess this is what they
Conrad
mean,
at his
huh?
best.
Arrogant little punk.
Next, on Jake and the Fat Man.
Drew Brees. Wow. Might have been too much Jake and the Fat Man. That was scary. William Conrad is Jake and the Fat Man. You can guess which one he is. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Thanks so much for joining us. Pretty nice weather afternoon in New Orleans. Pretty nice weather day in New Orleans. Jazz Festival 2023 in the books. 2 weekends, 7 days. Poof, just like that. Come, gone, out of here. Just like that. Like some visitors from out of town. And Mother's Day is this Sunday, 6 days away. I was thinking about that today. Got to take care of Mom this Sunday. Mother's Day this Sunday, guys. Can you believe that? Time, she bees flying by. Hey, our humane May. That's right. We're already in the month of May in 2023. Crazy. Our Humane May fundraiser, trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana in the month of May. Trying to raise 10 grand for cats and dogs and kittens and puppies that are being treated inhumanely, that are being stressed out, abused, neglected. We can do better in Louisiana. Jeff Dorson steps up each and every day. The organization that he's been running for about 35 years, the Humane Society of Louisiana. Their website is humanela.org. humanela.org. Please go to that website right now. You'll see me laying on the sofa with Blue Boy under a blanket. Our fundraiser, click on that. That's our Humane May fundraiser where you can sign up, and using your debit card, your credit card, you can donate right away. $10, $30, $50, $100 or more. We're trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May for cats and dogs, for kittens and puppies. You know it's going to a righteous cause. Donate $10. You'll feel good about it. humanela.org. humanela.org. Go to the website right now. We're going to do it all month long. We do it every year in the month of May, trying to raise $10,000 for cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. humanela.org. Donald Trump endorsing Jeff Landy for Louisiana governor. Donald Trump endorsing Jeff Landy for Louisiana governor. I just mentioned we're already in May. The primary is October 14th. I mean, it'll be your usual slow, hot, sweltering summer. A lot of folks, kids out of school, going out of town, vacation, summer camp, different routine, different stuff going on. Usually a little slower in June, July, August. And then fall cranks up. And I mean, before you know it, it's high school football and the month of September. And then just a few weeks in October is that primary where a bunch of candidates, a half dozen or so candidates, all with, some like Jeff Landy with really, really good name recognition. And then a bunch of candidates with okay name recognition and trying to grow it, obviously. They'll all go for it. I don't know. If Landry gets over 50% at the primary, he's governor. I doubt that's going to happen. Then the top two, We'll go at it about 4 weeks later, the general election on November 18th. Donald Trump said, I am endorsing Attorney General Jeff Landy for governor. He's been a fantastic attorney general. He wants to stop crime. He loves the people of Louisiana, just like I do. That's what Donald Trump said. Richard's disposal gets almost $5 million. It said it was owed by the city of New Orleans, from the city of New Orleans. In Hammond, Louisiana, strawberry country up the I-55. This is a sad story. A man 63 years old, Paul Holt from Arkansas, with his wife, heading to New Orleans to get on a cruise. They're just spending the night in Hammond. A carjacking attempt, shot and killed some 18-year-old. Crazy. Ladarius Evans of Hammond arrested. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Angel Reese joins LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn. Olivia Dunn is this social media star and LSU gymnast. They both make north of $1 million. That's not even fair to say it that way. That's the easy headline. Angel Reese makes north of $1 million a year in NIL endorsements. Name, image, likeness. College athletes, even high school athletes, 14, 15, 16-year-old kids getting paid. Getting paid to endorse products, their name, likeness, image used in endorsing products. Angel Reese, the LSU All-American forward on the national championship team. I want to say the numbers are something like $300,000 last year in NIL money. And then right before March Madness started, it went to about $600,000-700,000. And then at the end of March Madness, it was at like 1.3 million. And I'm sure it's only grown since then. I'm sure it's $1.5 million, 1.7, 1.8. But Angel Reese, safe to say 3 months ago, was earning hundreds of thousands of dollars in NIL money. That, let's say, doubled to over $500,000 by tournament time and is pretty much doubled again. Olivia Dunn makes about $3.5 million in NIL money a year. This LSU gymnast that I don't know if she rents a place in Charlotte or the Garden District or on Burbank somewhere. When I say Charlotte, LSU students are like, Charlotte, you kidding me? No one lives in Tiger Town, Corey. Yeah, Burbank, that area. Yeah, no one probably lives in the Garden District either. That was a great area over there towards Government by the 9-hole City Park Golf Course under the train trellis on the other side of I-10 from the campus towards Government. Anyway. Yeah, lots of moolah. They probably drive in really nice vehicles, may own the condo or something they live in. Who knows? Eating good in the neighborhood, too. Hey, speaking of the Lady Tigers, 2 weeks from Friday, May 26th, later this month, the national champion LSU Lady Tigers basketball team will visit the White House in Washington, D.C., just like I predicted. Angel Reese will be in that number. Speaking of being in that number, chances are if you're just dining out, it's going to be Leidenheimer French bread you'll be enjoying. Could be a po' boy somewhere in the city. Could be at one of the finest restaurants somewhere in the city. Leidenheimer Baking Company, still baking that Leidenheimer French bread right here in the city of New Orleans. Leidenheimer. Leidenheimer, good to the last crumb. That stuff's so good. When you get that little mini loaf of Leidenheimer and you get that I guess it's like whipped butter. It's not cold. It's basically room temperature, and it's just soft. And you just sort of stroke some of that across that hot Leidenheimer French bread, and it melts right in there. You almost make like a little butter sandwich with that little one bite of butter. Or that sloppy roast beef po' boy. Good to the last crumb, Leidenheimer. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Love to hear from you, New Orleans.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
That's what I said. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family-owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here, and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring, and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Treyen in Mandeville.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
A few days ago, I picked up a to-go order from Lebanon's Cafe on Carrollton at Jeanette in Uptown. Today, I met a friend of mine for lunch, an early lunch. We were there like 11:20, something like that, 11:25. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette in Uptown. They open up at 11 Wednesday through Monday. Tomorrow, they're actually closed, but they'll go till 9:30 tonight. Wednesday through Monday night, 11 a.m. to 9:30. They're open throughout the day. Indoor dining, to-go orders, like I mentioned. I grabbed one a few days ago. And outdoor dining, under the big green awning, under the oak trees, while the weather's still nice before that heat and humidity rolls in. Maybe outdoor dining tonight at Lebanon's Cafe. Carrollton at Jeanette, right by the streetcar barn. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. We have been on a tear, New Orleans, the last month or so. I feel the pulse if you're by like Lebanon's Cafe. Just more people at each streetcar stop, more of a vibe down there. And that's nowhere near the CBD, the French Quarter, the Marigny, the Bywater, the Warehouse District, where things are really percolating. Kelly Schulz is with New Orleans and Company. They keep track of all this because they're the ones trying to lure it all in the first place. How you doing, Kelly?
Hey, great. How are you, Corey?
Doing well. Boy, the last month or so, French Quarter Fest, 4 big days there. Then you have like, I guess for New Orleans, it's like a drop-off a little bit, and it's a PGA Tour stop, the Zurich Classic, and then 2 great weekends, 7 days of Jazz Fest in New Orleans. We've been on a serious roll for like a month straight.
That is exactly right. You know, I feel like so many times I've talked to you over the past, year or two, it was not always good news. We were talking about COVID and coming back and how much business we lost and all of that. So it's nice to be able to talk about events that are back. And, in addition to everything you mentioned, we kicked off this year by hosting the Miss Universe pageant, which put New Orleans in the international spotlight in a very positive way. We had delegates here from 86 countries, and that brought us, attention that we could never afford to pay for in an advertising campaign. We had a very successful Mardi Gras, and then we've also had some big successful conventions in town this spring with the Dermatology Association and lots of other medical and other conventions that have been here, which have been successful also.
Yeah, and I notice when I go pick up like or dine at like La Boca or Couchon or something, it can be packed and people roaming around with all kind of bags and little, lanyards around their neck with ID and stuff, and obvious conventioneer type folks coming in and around the Montreal Convention Center, and sometimes there's nothing going on. It just depends on what's up. But boy, lately I've seen a lot of conventioneers around. It could be early in the morning, midday, late afternoon, late night, whenever I'm down there. Convention Center Boulevard, now new and reconfigured, a lot of folks around there. There have been a lot of conventions. That business seems to be getting back to normal, or trying to.
It is. Yeah, that's exactly right. And, that was one of the segments hardest hit by the pandemic was those conventions and meetings. And it's important to note that it's not only the convention center, but a lot of our hotels have the capability to host large meetings within the hotel. So, you may not see them at the convention center, but they're still here having meetings within our hotels. And then, of course, they're going out to restaurants and hopefully getting a chance to maybe stay over for Jazz Fest weekend or enjoy some of our attractions when they're here. But, we like to say that New Orleans is built to host. If you look at a lot of convention cities, we have so many advantages with 26,000 hotel rooms within 2 miles of the French Quarter and Convention Center area. We're a very walkable city. Our city works so well together with New Orleans and Company and the hotels and the convention center working in partnership. it really makes it, seamless for the customers. So that's why a lot of people love coming here. And we are working really hard to get those groups to come back and then to rebook for future years. Our team right now is booking meetings for the year 2035.
Wow.
So we are looking very far out to keep that calendar full.
That's amazing. Kelly Schulz is with us from New Orleans and Company. Anything on the horizon you can tell us about that you guys are expecting that's a big boost for the city? I was visiting with a buddy of mine, Kelly, and we were talking about like Mardi Gras, the monster, just general numbers. We're like north of $500 million in economic impact. And then we're like, this kind of thing, Jazz Fest and like a Super Bowl are kind of on equal footing. It could be like north of $350 million.
Yeah, and one thing that's exciting that's happening right now, actually, this week is National Travel and Tourism Week. So New Orleans is one of several cities around the country that's celebrating National Travel and Tourism Week. This is the 40th anniversary, and it's really just a recognition of how important travel is to our economies, to our businesses, to our communities. And so lots of cities are celebrating this week, and New Orleans is one of those cities. Today, for example, we gave out free lunches to our transportation providers. So the folks who drive taxis and ride shares, we treated them to lunch today just as a way to say thank you, because so often they are the front line to our visitor and those who are coming into the city. On Thursday, we're going to have a big pep rally Thursday morning, where we're going to honor some very deserving members of our hospitality community. So much of what people remember when they come visit here, whether that's for a convention or a jazz fest or Mardi Gras or a Zurich Classic, whatever it may be, maybe it's a wedding or a girlfriend getaway weekend, what people remember are the people of New Orleans. And so we're glad that we're going to have a chance to honor just a few of those hospitality professionals who are very deserving of an award as part of National Travel and Tourism Week.
It's funny you say that, something that I probably couldn't relate to normally. I'm at Le Petit Grocery eating at the end of the bar about 6 weeks ago on just like a Tuesday night. There are 3 girls sitting at the bar. They're all young professionals, maybe around like 40. They all live in Austin, Texas. None of them are from Austin, Texas. And they said they were just trying to get away from the traffic and the, monotony. And it had a girls' weekend in New Orleans. It was like a 5-day extended weekend, and they were getting. No, so it's amazing how many folks do that. And you would never go, hey, we're having a girls' weekend in Houston, or it just wasn't Atlanta. It's just not happening.
Yeah, and that's part of what we do. We work with all different types of groups, all different types of visitors. So, we're working, as you said earlier, to make sure that those festivals are here and that they're getting the attendance that, they should be getting. There are lots of great festivals around the country, but there's none as good as Jazz Fest, and there's none, that's authentically tied to New Orleans culture like a Jazz Fest is, and so all of the different types of people that come here, the business traveler, the convention attendee, the young professionals that you saw who were here for a fun weekend. One thing that we're focusing on too, Corey, is family travel. Right now we have a family ad campaign running regionally and in some big markets in the U.S. because June 8th, the Audubon Aquarium and Audubon Insectarium are going to reopen. And it's going to be spectacular. So we're using that as an opportunity to market the city for families. And hopefully they'll choose New Orleans maybe as a place to come this summer for their family vacation and go to the aquarium and check out all of our amazing museums and culture and ride the streetcar and eat beignets and all that stuff that the kids like to do. So
you just said it. Kids Museum, the Audubon Zoo.
Yeah, there's so many things. And, people don't naturally think of New Orleans as a family-friendly place. And so we're working to change that and letting them know just about the diversity of events and things that you can do here. And and no matter who you are, if you're coming with a family for a summer vacation or if you're coming here because you're a cancer researcher and you're part of a major medical convention that's coming here. In 2025, we're going to have the Super Bowl here. And that brings, so many corporate leaders and celebrities and media here. So that's why we like to say New Orleans is built to host, because we really are. No matter what type of visitation or event, we are, we're ready for it.
No, and you're not, the event at 1:00 is in Slidell and the event at 3:30 is in Laplace.
Yes, you can walk everywhere. That's that is so right. So many times you go to other cities and maybe you're going from venue to venue and you're in a car for 45 minutes.
Literally.
That doesn't happen here.
Yep.
And that's why people love having big events here.
Yep. No, you can just walk everywhere, and in between's the restaurant you're eating at that night, or a bar you like, or there's some music playing, or whatever it might be. Hey,
Yeah.
Kelly, always a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. Good to talk to you.
That's Kelly Schulz from New Orleans and Company. No, it's been an incredible month in New Orleans with French Quarter Fest, Zurich Classic Golf, and that's like a drop off, somebody might say, to compared to French Quarter Fest or Jazz Fest. And you're like, it's a PGA Tour stop. In most cities, it's like something they're looking forward to for months and months and months, and it's a huge week and weekend. And then not one but 2 weekends of Jazz Fest. That's a pretty good 4-week run in the city of New Orleans. Bayou Boogaloo, Greek Fest, go through a little bit of June, and then kaboom, Essence Festival over the 4th of July weekend. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
At Home Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our top benchmark exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Helm Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
Maybe some of the sounds you may have heard over the weekend. Jazz Fest 2023 coming to an end. Last night, a little bit around 7 p.m. 7 days. Pretty successful, I'd say. You had a slight rain delay opening on Saturday. I guess they opened like 12:30 instead of 11 a.m., which sucks. Because if you're an act that plays at 11:30, at noon, you're not playing that day. It's just over with. There's no fitting you in somewhere else. Just over with. Or your set gets, adversely effective, shortened. Anyway, no, but still, it wasn't that bad. Got through it and got Saturday rolling at the Jazz Fest. Overall, it was a great weekend, great month. It continues. Not as big a scale. I don't know how that's sustainable. I mean, it's insane when you think about Mardi Gras, and then a few weeks later, it's like St. Joseph's Parade, and then Irish-Italian Parade. It just keeps going. Like, there's never burnout. There's never like, geez, enough's enough. It just keeps going. And it ends, and then you fade into the festivals, like French Quarter Fest, and then you have Zurich Classic Golf, which attracts people outside of the golf. I mean, if it was only folks that watched PGA golf, seriously, like the only folks that are going to the PGA Tour stop in New Orleans are those that watch PGA golf. Like in any other sport, like the only folks going to Pelicans game really are NBA fans, the only folks going to Saints games are NFL fans, that kind of thing. Now, obviously, fans are in New Orleans are fans of the New Orleans team. I get it. But, boy, there'd be a 10% of the audience, 20% of the audience. It's maybe a fifth of the audience is the avid golfer that watches PGA golf all the time. Then there's, I don't know, another 20%, another fifth or fourth that's somebody that's like me that likes golf, might watch like some majors, plays a little golf, but isn't watching, the Knoxville Open, in watching every week, not keeping up on the points and the money lists or any of that, having enough trouble keeping up on the new pros that join the tour and that are good. And then you got some folks that they could not tell you a damn thing about golf at all. Don't care. It's like that small percentage of Saints fans or Pelicans fan or LSU fans are like, I don't really care that much about sports, don't really care about what sport I'm going to see. Could go see women's basketball or gymnastics or baseball. Not one of the big primetime sports, and it's okay with me. Just something, an event. Don't have to be a big sports fan. The Zurich brings in a lot of folks that aren't, quote, golf fans. And then the, culmination of it all, Jazz Fest for 2 big weekends. I mean, there was talk this year where you're having a lot of folks staying for both weekends, doing exactly what Kelly Schulz from New Orleans and Company was just talking about. Checking out the New Orleans attractions outside of the Jazz and Heritage Festival. And there's so many. No, that's a hell of a trip. You come in like on the Friday of first weekend of Jazz Fest and you don't leave until the following Sunday. I mean, if you're coming in from Europe, just flip-flop it. If you're going to Europe, you're not going for 3 or 4 days like LaToya the Destroyer. Jet lag, the price of the ticket, all that stuff. You're going to go for a week to 10 days. It's too much travel time on the plane, like a full day of travel to stay just a few days and have another full day of travel. You got to stay a while, get acclimated. So you get a lot of folks from Europe that I guess stretch it, or from New York, and they're like going to come in and catch both weekends a little bit and do stuff during the week that's maybe not even all that Jazz Fest oriented. Just hang out and chill in New Orleans. Can you believe this Sunday, 6 days away, Mother's Day already? This Sunday is Mother's Day. Yes, you have to get your mother something. What do I get her? Is she going to like it? I know the dilemma. I got you covered. She wants a day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa. Get her what she wants. A day of relaxation, good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. WoodhouseSpas.com. These places are luxurious and plush, like a private, expensive club. But they're open to everyone, open to the public. And there are 5 area locations, like I mentioned, Mid-City, New Orleans, Metairie near North Kenner, 2 North Shore locations, Slidell near I-10 and Gauze, Mandeville, right across from Mandeville City Hall, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. Guys, what am I going to get her? A day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse Day Spa. Is she going to like it? She's going to love it. It's exactly what she wants. I'll get you jump started. I got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates just in time for this Sunday's Mother's Day. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse. Real quick, no cheating, no intranet device, no search engines, no Google or Yahoo or DuckDuckGo or Bing, none of that. No Alta Vista. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate in the program, 766-9480, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Got some Jazz Fest questions. The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. Who started the Jazz Fest back in 1970? His production company. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. How much was a ticket to that original Jazz Fest in 1970? Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. The original name of the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. If you know the answer to any of those questions, I've got 50 big bucks for you at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. 1979 Jazz Fest. What made it special? What made it unique? 766-9480. 766-9480. What happens at the Allison Minor Music Heritage Stage? 766-9480. I was looking through I didn't have the cubes on my phone at the time. I had this lineup that I had to go one stage at a time. And I was looking at music and was checking out different stages, and I saw the Allison Minor Music Heritage Stage popped up. And because I was trying to check out music, I skipped this stage on my phone and kept looking at other stages. Hint, hint. 766-9480. Official name of the primary corporate sponsor of Jazz Fest. Official name. 766-9480. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines. Corey Johnson with you on a pretty nice Monday. I mean, it's not like total blue skies and sunshine, but it's not rain either. It's nice outside. Pretty nice. Donald Trump endorses Jeff Landy for Louisiana governor. Let's hit the Rouse's Markets phone lines to Metairie, Louisiana, a.k.a. New Orleans West, home of traffic, lots and lots of traffic. Scott is in Metairie.
How you doing, Corey?
What up, Scott? Doing well, man. Yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm kind of in that traffic right now.
Yeah, you're right, dude. Where are you in Metairie, Scott?
I am right about Clearview and Vets.
Clearview and Vets. Heading in which direction?
Actually, to the North Shore.
Oh, there you go. Gotcha, bro. So you're heading towards Causeway?
Yep.
Gonna pull in the canes, grab a Caniac combo for the bridge.
And I know you want me to go to Trey-Yen, but I'll have to wait till the weekend on that one.
Well, Scott, you could have lied and said, dude, I was heading to Trey-Yen, but it's Monday and they're closed. You could have acted like you were ready, and the closure is what kept you away.
Right. Well, I didn't know that, so you got me on that one.
There you go. Now, closed on Mondays, old Trey-Yen, home of the wonderful signature Tong Cho sauce, Scott.
I tell you, I think I've had that before, but surely had a lot of other things. Trey-Yen is great.
Yep. What's on your mind, man?
I think I got an answer to at least one of your questions.
My question about life?
No, I don't know if I can answer that one. I can do Jazz Fest.
I hear you, dude. I'm with you. I can answer some Jazz Fest questions. As far as about life, no, I have no answers.
Yeah, it's like women. I don't know if I can help you there.
No, I'm with you. Kaboom goes the dynamite. Scott, what you got for a Jazz Fest answer?
Who started it? As I recall, it was George Wein.
Yep, correct. You are correct.
You're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
With the life and women answers you gave, I would have given you a gift certificate anyway. Hey, Scott, hang on in Metairie, dude. Be careful as you're heading towards the Causeway. Don't go anywhere, Scott. Going to get some info from you and get you that gift certificate.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here, and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring, and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
At Helm Paint, we go the extra mile with free delivery anywhere in the metro area. In the middle of a job and short on paint? Call us and we'll come to you.
Short on time? Call in your order and pick it up in the drive-thru at our Earhart Boulevard location.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward.
for more than 125 years. Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full of part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Milwaukee Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
That's what I said. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org. Yeah, you right. The sounds of Jazz Fest 2023 in the rearview mirror. I think I saw a post today, 355 days till Jazz Fest 2024. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Yeah, you're right. I will tell you something that's going on all month long. Our Humane May fundraiser. Please donate. We're trying to raise $10,000 for cats and dogs, kittens and puppies. Help save animals. HumaneLA.org is where you do it. That's the Humane Society of Louisiana's website, HumaneLA.org. Please go to that website and donate right now. Help us raise $10,000. HumaneLA.org. Yeah, Donald Trump endorses Jeff Landy for Louisiana governor. The primary mid-October, the general election November. Jeff Landy is... I don't know what the percentage is. A low percentage that he wins 50+% of the vote outright in the primary and is governor right away. Not right away, but doesn't have to have a runoff election. I think Jeff Landy will get the most votes or the second most votes. And if he gets the second most votes, he'd still be the favorite to win. And then I think it'll be a November 18th race, and like I said, he'd be the favorite. Donald Trump says, I'm endorsing your Attorney General, Jeff Landy, for Louisiana governor. He's been a fantastic Attorney General. He wants to stop crime. He loves the people of Louisiana just like I do. That's what Donald Trump said as he endorses Jeff Landy for Louisiana governor. Richard's Disposal, fighting with the city of New Orleans. They get almost $5 million, a, quote, settlement from the city. Richard's Disposal says it was simply the amount they were owed by the city of New Orleans for services already performed. $4.8 million. A sad story in Hammond. Paul Holt is from Arkansas. He was with his wife. They were heading to New Orleans to get on a cruise ship, spent the night in Hammond, a carjacking by the hotel in Hammond. He tried to stop the carjacker who shot and killed him, an 18-year-old, Ladarius Evans of Hammond. Just not good. Angel Reese joins LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn. Olivia Dunn, the social media sensation, joins her in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Angel Reese joining LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn. LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn, it was announced, I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, she'd be in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. I believe that garnered a lot of interest, and then somebody within the last week or two was like, how about Angel Reese? Why don't we try getting in touch with her? And someone at Sports Illustrated said, great idea, contacted her. Apparently it was a go, and she went and snapped some photos as well. So not only LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn, who pulls about $3.5 million annually, $3.5 million right now as an LSU student athlete, as a gymnast at LSU, and this is a big slash social media sensation. Angel Reese pulls about $1.3, $1.4 million, north of $100,000 a month right now as an LSU student athlete. They'll both be posing in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Hey, speaking of Angel Reese, 2 weeks from this Friday, she'll be in Washington, D.C. with the rest of her team, with Kim Mulkey and the crew. The national champion LSU Lady Tiger basketball team will be visiting the White House in D.C. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates available. Got some trivia questions. You got answers? I got $50 gift cards for the Woodhouse just in time this Sunday. Mother's Day, guys. This Sunday. Get her what she wants. Isn't that simple? You're wondering, like, God, what do I get her? What do I get her? I got the answer, and it's what she wants, too. Not like, boy, okay, here's the idea. Is she going to like it or not? She's going to love it. She wants a day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse Day Spa. Who started Jazz Fest in 1970? George Wein. We got the answer for that one just a few minutes ago. What was the 1970 Jazz Fest ticket price back in 1970? No Google, no Yahoo, no search engines. You either know the answer or you don't. Original name of the Jazz Festival: Freddie's Music Extravaganza, New Orleans style. The 1979 Jazz Fest, what made it unique? Something special. Freddie's Music Extravaganza, New Orleans style. What happens at the Allison Minor Music Heritage Stage? And the official name of the primary corporate sponsor of Jazz Festival 2023. Give me the answer to any of those questions. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. What she wants, guys. Sunday, Mother's Day. Don't blow it. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480. When the weather's like this, you could knock out that paint project, Helm Paint and Decorating, there to help you get it done right. Do it once, never, ever paint again. 7 different Helm Paint and Decorating locations, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore. Free 2-hour delivery of that Benjamin Moore paint to you. Helm Paint and Decorating. They'll steer you in the right direction. 5 o'clock power hour next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 5 p.m.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
That's what I said. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
River Cities, total maintenance keeps you cool. River Cities, total maintenance keeps you cool. River Cities, total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River Cities, total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save you colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river.
Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
I'm 50-something years old. I don't know if I'm going to seek out Johnny Quest, find it, and watch it, even on YouTube or whatever. But if I were, trapped somewhere, waiting on a plane, flying on a plane, and on the screen a Johnny Quest episode popped up, I'd be pretty stoked about it. I'd be like, there are worse ways to burn, 22, 23, 24 minutes. Johnny Quest, what an excellent cartoon. For children and adults, action-packed, well-written, it's Johnny Quest. Mr. Drew Brees. Correctamundo. Thank you, number 9, for that introduction. No Johnny Quest episodes, although that would be pretty cool. I like Johnny Quest. Johnny Quest, the Jetsons, Flintstones was pretty good. Creative stuff. Bullwinkle was very creative and funny. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. It is the 5 o'clock powwow. Look at me like, boy, it's the greatest day ever. But a pretty nice day. Temperatures in the high 70s, maybe around 80. Not really any rain. Could be a lot worse. Anyway, get outside and enjoy it. Boil some crawfish. Drop the coals, light up the gas, grill some seafood, grill some fish, grill some chicken, some ribs. Do some burgers, hot dogs, sausage. How about a steak? Get outside and enjoy this weather because we're right on the brink of that 5 good months, 5 solid months of heat and humidity. So far, so good. I mean, April wasn't too bad. Fading into May, it is like it is right now. Lots of 70s and 80s in front of us for about the next week and a half. I don't see any kind of Coolio and the gang fronts rolling in where hey, wow, high 50s on the North Shore. I don't see any of that. I wish I saw some 50s and 60s on the horizon. At least one more hurrah or two before that 5-month heat and humidity stretch coming. Anyway, can you believe Mother's Day is this Sunday? Mother's Day is this Sunday, guys. You don't avoid it. You don't run from it. You embrace it and you take care of her. The way you do that, diamonds, real natural diamonds from Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street. They'll be open all day tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, leading you right up to Sunday's Mother's Day. Guys, don't blow it. Embrace it. Don't try to avoid it. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street in between Broadway and Carrollton. Real natural diamonds. At Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, you're going to get the highest quality, enduring value, priced right. You can spend thousands of dollars. You can spend tens of thousands of dollars and know you're getting the best at Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, a lifetime purchase. Real natural diamonds. Tennis bracelets, diamond necklaces, diamond stud earrings. Ken Friend at Friend and Company Fine Jewelers also has a room dedicated to real natural diamonds. Everything in that room, $1,000 or less. I should say less than $1,000. Nothing even $1,000. less than $1,000. Everything in that room. And it's real natural diamonds, 1 billion years old. This is of vital importance today more than it's ever been in the jewelry game. You're about to make a lifetime purchase for her significant other. And those jewelry store folks out there are playing games with you. They're bringing in 3-week-old, man-made, lab-created diamonds, flooding the market, diamonds that depreciate in value, diamonds that aren't real natural diamonds, that aren't limited in quantity, unlimited quantity. Like I said, China especially just flooding the market. 3-week-old man-made diamonds, lab-created. That's what you want to get for her for Mother's Day, this lifetime purchase? Or do you want to go to Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street in between Broadway and Carrollton? Go see Ken Friend. Call him or go by there. Wait to see Ken Friend. He'll take care of you with real natural diamonds, 1 billion years old. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street in between Broadway and Carrollton. Mother's Day this Sunday. Donald Trump endorses Jeff Landy for Louisiana governor. The primary mid-October, general election mid-November. Donald Trump says, Jeff Landy, I am endorsing your Attorney General Jeff Landy for governor. He's been a fantastic Attorney General. He wants to stop crime. He loves the people of Louisiana just like I do. That's Donald Trump and in his endorsement for Attorney General Jeff Landy for Louisiana governor. Angel Reese earning about $1.5 million a year, roughly, in NIL, name, image, likeness money. She'll now be posing in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, along with LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn, who makes about $3.5 million in NIL money. I think third highest paid any male, female athlete in high school or college. I think Olivia Dunn is number 3, $3.4 million annually in NIL money. They're both posing in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Yeah, you right. 5 o'clock power hour going on as we speak. 5 o'clock power hour this afternoon brought to you by Katie's in Mid-City, the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant in Mid-City, in between Bienville and Canal Street, in between Carrollton and Doc Francis Parkway. Iberville, corner Telemachus, the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. A taste of New Orleans. Big portions, great for sharing at Katie's. New Orleans specialties, old school. Yeah, why aren't you at Katie's right now? A great place to wind down the workday, lunch, open throughout the day, dinner, outdoor dining. Katie's in Mid-City. And don't forget Scott Craig's other place, Francesca Deli and Pizzeria in Lakeview, a true deli. About 15 different specialty sandwiches to choose from, or literally build your own deli sandwich, starting with the bread and choose your meat and dressing, cheese, extras. Francesca Deli in Lakeview and Katie's in Mid-City. 5 o'clock power hour brought to you by Katie's in Mid-City. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you right. On this Monday afternoon, our Humane May fundraiser going on, trying to raise $10,000 right now for cats and dogs, for kittens and puppies. Really need your help. New Orleans, Metairie, St. Bernard, where life is hard, River parishes, Cajun country, North Shore could really use your help. You folks out in Baton Rouge, Lafayette, it's the Humane Society of Louisiana. Jeff Dorson does just a fantastic job. Animals that we, as the citizens, we don't force our legislators to pass laws where we treat animals humanely in the state. We just look the other way. And some loser folks out there abuse animals and neglect animals. It's not right. Jeff, for over 35 years, has been trying to, carry the weight of what the state should be doing. Humane Society of Louisiana. If you go to their website, humanela.org, you can donate right now. humanela.org. Please go to the website and donate so we can hit this $10,000 goal early in the month, and then I can stop talking about it. And we will have raised $10,000 for cats and dogs and kittens and puppies and goats and horses. humanela.org. humanela.org. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you're right. What happens at the Allison Minor Music Heritage Stage, official name of the primary corporate sponsor of Jazz Fest, 1970 Jazz Fest ticket price. Original name of Jazz Fest, what made the 1979 Jazz Fest unique? Got answers to any of those questions? 766-9480 is the phone number. 766-9480.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers. Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full of part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
That's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Mother's Day this Sunday. I'm not kidding you. 6 days away. This Sunday is Mother's Day. I got a few Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away, some Jazz Fest related questions. Who started Jazz Fest 1970? His production company, George Wein. We got that one answered. How much was a 1970 Jazz Fest ticket? Just take a guess. You might be right. No cheating, no intranet device. Or maybe you know. Corey, I went to the 1970 Jazz Fest. I got that ticket. It's framed on the wall. I look at it all the time. I know the price. It's blank. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. I think they said 350 people attended Jazz Fest in 1970. 350? 766-9480, the phone number. The original name of the Jazz Fest, what was it called in 1970? Year one. 1979, what made it special? What made it unique? I'll tell you one thing. It was the 10-year anniversary. What did they do at that 10-year anniversary that made it special and unique? Pretty amazing. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. What happens at the Allison Minor Music Heritage Stage? How is this possible? If you're going to Jazz Fest and you want to hear music, and there are all these different venues that have all different kind of genres of music, and one of the stages at Jazz Fest is the Allison Minor Music Heritage Stage, and you can't hear music there? How's that possible? Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. You got answers to any of these Jazz Fest questions? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa, the city's premier day spa, just in time this Sunday, Mother's Day. This Sunday, Mother's Day. Donald Trump endorses Jeff Landy for Louisiana governor. I'm endorsing your attorney general, Jeff Landy, for governor. He's been a fantastic attorney general. He wants to stop crime. He loves the people of Louisiana just like I do. That's from Donald Trump. Richard's Disposal getting the $4.8 million they claim it was owed by the city of New Orleans. Paul Holt is an Arkansas man, sadly was an Arkansas man, 63 years old, with his wife heading to New Orleans to get on a cruise. They spend the night in Hammond before finishing up the last leg of the trip coming into the city. At their hotel in Hammond, an attempted carjacking. 63-year-old Paul Holt tried to stop the 18-year-old Hammond kid, and he pulled out a gun and apparently shot and killed him. 18-year-old Ladarius Evans of Hammond arrested. 2 weeks from Friday, that's May 26th. 2 weeks from this Friday, the national champion LSU Lady Tigers basketball team will visit the White House. Will be at the White House in Washington, D.C., saying hello to the president and the first lady. Angel Reese will be in that number. Angel Reese, LSU All-American forward, joining LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn. Both are not only athletes at LSU, but social media phenoms, social media sensations. Angel Reese and LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn both posing in Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Angel Reese makes $1.3 million, $1.4 million annually in NIL money, name, image, likeness money, being an LSU athlete, an All-American, and a social media phenomenon. And LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn makes like $3.5 million in NIL money. She's number 3 on the entire list of that. Male athletes, football players, high school, college, whatever. Olivia Dunn's number 3. Angel Reese is top 20. Crazy money. Hey, speaking of crazy, crawfish season has been crazy good this year, huh? Have you been enjoying fresh Louisiana crawfish? Fresh? How about live by the sack? Bring them home, bring them to work, bring them wherever you're going to do your boil. Rouse's Markets has your fresh, live by the sack crawfish. How redundant is that? Fresh. They're live in the sack, Corey. Best quality, best price, best selection. Live by the sack crawfish for your boil at Rouse's Markets. Maybe you just want to eat those crawfish. Rouse's Markets, boiling crawfish all day long, every day, all day long, just over and over and over and over again. They never stop. Hot from the pot crawfish all day long at each and every Rouse's Markets location. Hot from the pot, ready to eat crawfish from Rouse's Markets. This is the Rouse family. Thibodaux, Houma, New Orleans. They know South Louisiana. They know how to boil crawfish. They've been doing it for decades, for generations. Hot from the pot, boiled crawfish, ready to eat. Live by the sack, crawfish, ready to boil. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home because it is home. It's crawfish season. Rouse's Markets. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Nice weather day. Yeah, you right. Brett Martell's going to join us in a few minutes, another Martel Monday. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, Kelly Schulz joined us with New Orleans and Company, just talking about the last 4 weeks. 4 days of French Quarter Festival, 4 days of Zurich Classic Golf, the PGA Annual Tour Stop, 3 days of Jazz Fest, then this past weekend, 4 days of Jazz Fest, 4 straight weeks. You know, the Zurich Classic is like the drop-off. And I'm not knocking it. It's just funny because it just tells you how powerful French Quarter Festival is, and it really tells you how powerful the International Jazz Festival is. Attracts folks from around the world. Forget about the region, the country, around the world. No, the Zurich Classic is the annual PGA Tour stop. Pours tens of millions of dollars in economic impact into the city. It's probably north of 75, 80 million bucks. The 4Kids Foundation gives over $2 million to kids' charities. In most markets in America, New Orleans included, it's coveted. It's highly wanted, and to have it is a blessing. And that is like, it's bigger than golf. It attracts folks beyond golf, and to have that is sort of our, I don't know how you describe it. I mean, it's not as big as French Quarter Fest at all, and it's obviously nowhere near as big as Jazz Fest, yet it's still significant, nice economic impact. Last few years, it hadn't been on that first weekend of Jazz Fest. Sometimes you'll have the first weekend of Jazz Fest and the Zurich Classic going down, which Zurich claims they don't mind at all. They say they get folks from Jazz Fest that maybe normally wouldn't be in town or show up, that are like, we'll take a day off from the music and check out golf, or check out golf in the morning and catch Jazz Fest after lunch, that kind of gimmick. Anyway, no, I haven't seen any adverse effect by that, but I like when they're not on the same weekend, like this year and last year. Hey, television audience, every weekday afternoon, 4 to 5:30, 90 minutes of fun, Cox Channel 4 TV. That's Your View, Louisiana. Spectrum Charter television viewers, Spectrum Channel 333. We say adios until mañana. See you tomorrow, straight up 4 o'clock, TV audience. Radio audience, you folks checking us out via the live stream. KaareTalks.com. Yeah, live streaming, KaareTalks.com. You can also check us out via YouTube, our YouTube channel. Click to subscribe to that. Doesn't cost a thing. We seamlessly continue until 6 p.m. on this Monday afternoon, where Mother's Day is this Sunday. I'll make it quick. Woodhouse Day Spa, WoodhouseSpas.com. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, Real Diamonds, Maple Street in between Broadway and Carrollton. Mother's Day is this Sunday. Our Humane May fundraiser going on all month long, trying to raise $10,000 for animals in need. Please donate right now, humanela.org. humanela.org. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Donald Trump endorsing Jeff Landy for Louisiana governor. I don't think the fix is in with Donald Trump. He's endorsing Landy because that's the guy that, the information he gathered, his people, how he's trained him to think, who he's looking to back. That's a natural fit. Landry's a populist. But the fix was in, especially with the Louisiana Republican Party, endorsing Jeff Landy before even, folks had decided if they were running or not. Qualifying was really just getting started. It wasn't like in mid-swing or the tail end. It was like the beginning of qualifying. You didn't know if Garrett Graves was going to run or not. You didn't know if Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser was going to run or not. You didn't know if U.S. Senator John Kennedy was going to run or not. It's just crazy. I'm missing someone. Another prominent Republican that was considering running. Oh, Bill Cassidy. Didn't know if Bill Cassidy was going to run or not. And the Republican Party's endorsing Jeff Landy. What if Billy Nungesser, John Kennedy, Bill Cassidy, Billy Nungesser all jump in that race? Garrett Graves. What if they all jump in that race? No, it's just silly. The fix was in with the Republican Party, just embarrassing, endorsing Jeff Landy because they have an agenda. I think Jeff Landy has an agenda. Jeff Landy's out to set up himself, his friends, his family. There's a bunch of Republicans. John Schroeder, for instance, lives on the North Shore now. I can promise you this. Whatever Jeff Landy thinks, however he votes, if it comes down to a real vote, if it's what side are you on when it comes to this issue, I can promise you, not 9 out of 10, 19 out of 20, 48 or 49 out of 50, 97, 98, 99 out of 100. Someone like John Schroeder, totally online with Jeff Landy. Jeff Landy and Schroeder voting the same way. Conservative Republican. Hewitt, all these Republicans that are running against Jeff Landy, none of them are rhinos or moderates. They're all conservative Republicans. There's no ideology problem if you vote against Jeff Landy and vote for another Republican. You're not going to get someone who's softer or is not as intense or isn't as committed to the Republican or conservative ideal. You're going to get somebody that votes exactly like Jeff Landy, guaranteed. But you're not going to get the Jeff Landy nonsense and shenanigans, the kind of John Alario, Edwin Edwards type of political mentality. How can I set up my friends and family? That's what Jeff Landry's all about. And Jeff Landry's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Jeff Landry goes after these heavy sizzle, these hot, spicy topics that get his base salivating, that gets his base, rolling and motivated to vote, but isn't going to help his base. It's nothing that helps his base. No, that's Jeff Landry's MO. I've said this often. Besides political ideology, there is no difference between Jeff Landry and LaToya Cantrell and how they campaign and how they try to divide, and it's us against them, and the other side is weak and is the enemy and is evil, and God is against the other side, and the other side is racist. I can go on and on and on. That's what the Landry, LaToya Cantrell political playbook is all about. The only difference is their political ideology. But when you look at all the Republicans running against Jeff Landry, pick anyone but Jeff Landry. For Louisiana's future, that should be the motto. Anybody but Jeff Landry. You're a conservative, pick any other Republican because Louisiana's future matters. Donald Trump endorses Jeff Landry for Louisiana governor. No, you get the exact type of person you get as LaToya Cantrell as mayor. And a lot of you want to be fooled like, I'm conservative, I love Republican ideals, they work, that's why I'm going with Jeff Landry. Bobby Jindal was smarter and, believe it or not, more ethical than Jeff Landry, wasn't out to set up his friends and family, and much smarter than Jeff Landry, and ran with the Jeff Landry conservative playbook, did nothing that Jeff Landry wouldn't do, just following the conservative Republican ideals. And there was no trickle-down economics. There was no Louisiana prospering. I can tell you this. The reason was because Bobby Jindal wasn't a mainstream conservative Republican. Wasn't like a Kasich in Ohio. It was extreme right-wing, extreme populist stuff, trying to propel him to the presidency or some cabinet post in a Republican-led White House. But Bobby Jindal for 8 years was a tremendous failure. No, Louisiana, extreme right, hardcore, not conservative or Republican ideals, and New Orleans, extreme left, loony left, not Democratic or liberal ideals, hardcore left, hyper woke type stuff. Now, Louisiana has no chance with Jeff Landry, but he is the Republican endorsed candidate. He's the prohibitive favorite. And today he picks up a highly coveted endorsement from Donald Trump. Donald Trump endorsing Jeff Landry for Louisiana governor. Richard's Disposal scoops up nearly $5 million in money they simply say is owed to them by the city of New Orleans. It is a, quote, settlement, but Richard's Disposal claims that $4.8 million, nearly $5 million, it's what the city owes them for work they've already done in the past that the city never compensated them for. Hey, Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, is hiring. Go to their website, latrim.com, for a full listing of positions available. And full listing means not 2 or 3 job openings, but dozens and dozens and dozens of job openings. For a full listing of positions available, go to latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, latrim.com. Yeah, they're looking for you. And like I said, not 2 or 3 job openings, dozens and dozens and dozens of job openings. A career for you. Latrim.com. Corey Johnson with you. Mother's Day this Sunday. Can you believe that? 2 weeks from this Friday, May 26th, Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Angel Reese. She also happens to be an All-American on the national championship Lady Tiger basketball team. 2 weeks from Friday, she'll be at the White House visiting with the president and the first lady, along with the rest of her team. Kim Mulkey, the coaching staff. That's reserved for national champions. Yeah, Angel Reese is posing in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, along with LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Brett Martel, about 25 plus years with the Associated Press. He joins us next on the program. A rarity. I did not go to Fausto's today. I went to Lebanon's Cafe for lunch. Met a friend of mine at Lebanon's in Uptown. But normally on Mondays, I'm getting those red beans and rice at Fausto's Italian Bistro. I'm usually doing it outside. I would have dined outside today. The weather was fine around 11:30. Fausto's opened for dinner about 40 minutes ago. They'll go till 9 p.m. tonight. Outdoor, white tablecloth dining. Outside dining at Fausto's, or dine inside, or sit at the bar and enjoy some NBA playoff action while you enjoy some of the city's best Sicilian and Italian. Head there now for dinner. Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store, and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" He said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here, and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring, and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. River City's Total Maintenance, your honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. That's all you need to know, those 3 things. Honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. Honest, they're not going to screw you around. Air conditioning experts, they know what they're doing, they'll diagnose it right away. And yeah, they come immediately. Your AC's not working right. They know you're inconvenienced, stressed out. NOLAAC.com, that's all you need to know. Over 40 years, NOLAAC.com, NOLAAC.com. Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. Every Monday, it's another edition of Martel Monday. Brett Martel joining us from the Associated Press. How you doing, Brett?
Doing well, Corey. How are you?
Doing well, man. How can folks check out your columns and the like, your articles via the AP?
Sure, on apnews.com on a laptop, regular computer, and on the AP News app, which is free on a smartphone. And as I say, every week it gives you news from all over the world. In fact, including Ukraine, where we won 2 Pulitzer Prizes today for our coverage there.
It isn't old school, Brett, where we need a big roll of paper or a box of paper and the big machine spitting out stories. It's not like the olden days.
Yeah, they had that when I started working there still, but now it's just all you need is a smartphone, and you get alerts if you want them. You can set it up how you want, and pick the subject of news you want: international, business, sports. Put in your zip code, get stuff from your area.
Boy, you remember the olden days, Brett? It was just whatever was sent down, and I think it was sent down just once, right? It wasn't like they would run a loop and repeat it. Wasn't it just one time? And if you didn't have paper in the printer or you ran out of paper, you missed that story. Isn't that right?
Well, if you didn't have paper in the printer, it would just it would, when you reloaded the paper, then it would print everything you had missed all at once. But it would, we would write through stories with updates, whether they needed to be a minor edit to clarify something, or if there was an, update that we contacted someone that had an updated quote or updated information from authorities. So you would see like write-throughs, on that reel. So, updated versions of the earlier stories would come through later.
Brett Martel's with us, over 25 years with the Associated Press. Hey, Brett, I was talking about Kim Mulkey over the weekend. Just nails another one, man. Just national champs, a lot of talent coming back. has the #1 high school recruiting class in the country, and now gets not only the best, but the second best All-American transfer portal players. Just, she's unstoppable.
Yeah, and it's not just getting the. It's interesting here. She happened to get the 2 highest rated transfer players in America, but she also got them at positions that they kind of needed. And they're losing LaDeja Williams and Alexis Morris, and she got the most coveted front court player and the most coveted point guard. So they kind of reload in those areas with very established players, plus the players they have coming in. I think what's going to happen now is, I don't think it's going to hurt her recruiting long term, but I think what you're going to see eventually is some prized recruits maybe entering the transfer portal if they are concerned about a lack of playing time because of Mulkey's success in the transfer portal. If that makes sense.
No, you got to balance it all out. It's a delicate thing. I would imagine just like a Walker Howard, highly coveted LSU quarterback. His dad played at LSU. He commits to LSU. He transfers to Ole Miss because he sees Jaden Daniels, he sees Nussmeier, and he sees no playing time and would rather ride a year on the bench in Oxford and feels more of a guarantee of being the starter than riding a year on the bench in Baton Rouge and backing up Nussmeier.
Right. So I think Mulkey won't have problems getting all of the elite prospects she wants to show up initially because they have confidence, right? They want to play for the best and they think that they can win the position. But once they see, inevitably there'll be instances when a prize recruit just isn't going to get the playing time as soon as they want it. And that's when we'll start to see, the outflow of players, which we haven't seen yet. But now that they're so stacked, it's bound to happen, right? I mean, within the next year or two. So I think fans should just be prepared for that and realize that that's part of being an elite recruiter.
Yeah.
Sometimes having too much elite depth.
Yep. Brett Martel's with us. Hey, Angel Reese joining LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn. They're both social media sensations. Angel Reese makes like 1.3, 1.4 million a year in NIL money. Olivia Dunn makes north of 3.3, 3.4 million a year in NIL money. They're both posing in the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, Brett.
Yeah. Well, good for them. I mean, it's probably good for LSU in many ways, especially with younger audiences. But, there's always like a be careful what you wish for type of thing, too, when you're talking about, young athletes and fame and money. It can, there's just a lot of caution that needs to go with that. So, there's definitely a lot of upside. Hopefully they'll handle it well. In my interviews with Angel Reese gave me the impression that she's actually, although she can come off as a hothead on the court, but, off the court, she's her head's really on straight. And, she's patient, professional, genuine, good to talk to, says thank you to the media, shakes your hand after interviews, stuff like that. I don't know about Livy Dunn because she's tightly controlled by her agency and her agent has actually turned down multiple interview requests from the AP.
I bet.
So, I think they're very, a lot of the news, like a lot of the hard news surrounding Livy Dunn this past year was on the negative side, right? I mean, there was that stuff about, the boys going nuts in Utah, and then there was the stuff about, that short social media advertising for AI at a time when AI is a little bit controversial. For use among student term papers. So
not the best thing to
those
say.
are the two things we wanted to interview her about. Just got shot down. They're very tightly controlling her availability.
Brett Martel's with us from the Associated Press. It's just amazing, this new era, Brett. And Angel Reese coming off the plane in Baton Rouge, carrying the two Louis Vuitton bags and the Neiman Marcus bag, just said so much. She's not doing anything wrong. It just says she makes up north of $100,000 a month. She makes $25,000 a week being an LSU student athlete and a social media sensation.
I mean, here's the thing is that, she wasn't making that at Maryland.
Nope.
And it wasn't necessarily Maryland's fault, but I just think that LSU, I mean, especially during the Scott Woodward era, he is not a reactionary athletic director. He's proactive, and he's trying to be ahead of the curve on everything. And I mean, he's been very effective with his coaches, and I think his department's also been very effective in promoting players and helping players to understand that they might not get any better exposure anywhere else than at LSU.
There's no doubt the ball could have been dropped, or how is LSU going to handle this transition to a new era in sports? And LSU focused. They figured it out. They figured out what's legal, what's not, and they pounced on it. I'm checking out something LSU related. I don't know if it was on radio or on internet or something, and they're hyping not only TAF, but they're hyping the collective. I forget the name of the LSU official collective, where people can join it, donate money, and that money goes to the student athletes.
Right.
Yeah, it's not Tiger Collective, or I forgot what it was, Tiger Cub Collective or something like that. But it's like the official collective where they collect all the cash and then dole it out to the student athletes. But that's the new era. That's what it's all about. Hey, Brett.
And they have to make it separate, obviously, for legal reasons. But also, I mean, the TAF is going to be more about capital expenses, right? Like on facilities and so forth.
Yep.
And things in the athletic department, such as marketing and efforts and et cetera. Whereas, then the collective will just be purely for, enabling and funding sponsorships for, endorsement opportunities for athletes and stuff like that. So
some great NBA playoffs, huh, Brett?
Yeah. Yep. Pretty interesting, pretty compelling stuff.
Series getting tied up, knotted up. Looks like they're going to go longer now, obviously, and just some 7 and 8 seeds upsetting 1s and 2s, and others doing what they're supposed to do. Just really great NBA basketball. You get Curry, LeBron, just great matchups. NBA's really soaring right now.
I mean, it's good in that New Orleans is an NBA market, and people who love this product can be happy that they live in the market that is actually part of the product. It's just, the flip side is that their own team hasn't really been effective in the postseason for most of its existence, and it wasn't again this year. I mean, last year was inspiring only because of how low the expectations were, but the expectations were higher this year, and they really didn't reach them. So, but there's still a lot of potential there if they can ever figure out how to, keep Zion reliably available and kind of regain some of the chemistry they had with the rest of the team at the end of the previous season. There's definitely potential there. There's talent there. So we're just going to we'll just have to see how that plays out. But, it's still a compelling story. And the playoffs themselves, they're excellent. There's a lot of really good basketball, exciting basketball. And also just crazy stuff happening, right? Like stepping on people's heads and, I mean, I think it was Joel Embiid who stepped on one of the Celtics' heads, and it kind of looked like an accident, but might not have been.
And you've had suspensions and injuries and key players out. No.
Was it Nikola Jokic bumped into the Suns'
owner,
and he supposedly flopped like he was trying to draw a charge or something like that.
Nice, exactly.
So anyway, just it's like amazing athleticism and a soap opera all wrapped into one.
No, you're right. Hey, Brett, always a pleasure, man. We'll be checking out your stuff via the AP.
Yep, take care. Great show. Glad to be on.
Glad to have you. That's Brett Martel. Another Martel Monday. That's Blue Boy barking up a storm, saying have a great afternoon, great evening. See you tomorrow, straight up 4 o'clock right here.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.